My name is Shan and welcome to Shan for Crafts. Today we're going to be working on a mixed media project. Uh, now this is actually um, a show about what to do with cards that if you get a card and you love the design on the front of it, well, there's a way you can take that design and make it into something even more creative. For example, I have this card here. It was a pretty pink thank you note card, and it had this pretty pink flower on it. You see that? And what I did was I actually had a couple of cards like this, and I had purchased them for thank you cards, and I took a few of them out because I love the pink flower a lot, and I actually cut little flowers from that. Now, it was about 3 little cards that I used, and I cut 3 little flowers from here in different shapes, okay? And they're actually roses, little pink roses. And I just used the regular pair of scissors, and I just, cut around the, different shapes. I used the shade and highlight to guide me as I cut it out. So that's why each one looks different. Okay. Now, also, what I've done, I'm in the process of trying to shorten my videos as much as possible, so I'm doing more off camera. But I will show you everything I've done here. Now, what I'm gonna do first is I've already cut out. Now, I'm using my color scheme is coming from this. Okay. Now, I like this particular piece of decorative paper. It has pink, has yellow, which I'm using for the background, green, and orange. Okay, and I'm going to be using those colors as my color scheme because to pick up from the paper here. I've already got some craft glue. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down to the yellow paper. Now I have the bottom glued on. I just used some regular craft glue. You can pick that up at any craft store. And I went ahead and put that on there. Now, I had some orange craft paper. I'm going to pick this orange stripe here. And I made the little vase. The little vase has little light orange decorative circles on it. It's really pretty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put that about right here. It's not going to be centered perfectly. It's going to be a little off center because I have a design I'm going to put on this side. So I'm going to get the glue and put that on real quick. Okay, now I have my vase on to the picture. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these flowers in. I'm going to put this one about right here. And I'm going to glue them down. And then once I get them glued in, I'm going to draw in some leaves. Okay, now we got our flowers on. Now, this is the good thing about using craft bond glue for paper. It's because if it leaks out or if you make a mistake, it'll dry clear. Because it did leak out a little bit around here, but it's dried clear, so you don't see it. That's the great thing about using that type of glue. Okay, now, the next part of it, what I want to do is I actually have the word roses. I cut it out of this, say I have a machine that I use to cut my letters out with. And I cut it out of this orange paper, the word roses. I'm going to put that right here. Okay, right on the side here. Okay. Okay, now I got quite a bit done. Now I have a word roses going down the side. Now I have a machine that I use to cut out all my letters. Okay, that's how I'm able to get them that little like that. And what I did is I went ahead and put a ribbon on here. Now the ribbon is a light pink with white polka dots. Okay, and once again, the pink was pulled from this bottom strip. This bottom strip, I'm using that for my table in the piece. Okay, right now I have some green paint, and I'm gonna just draw in some some green sprigs, for leaves. Okay, not gonna do a whole lot, and it don't have to be perfect either, because it is an arts and crafts piece, and it's handmade, so it's not gonna be exactly perfect. Okay, there we go. Draw a little one over here, like that. Okay, now there we go. Some little green things to, dress it up. Now in the middle of this, there's really nothing going on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this part, because it's gonna be hard to draw it, and just put some green dots in there. It's gonna be hard to draw anything in there with it being that small. So I'm just gonna put some green dots. Okay, now I want to briefly talk about what I've done so far. Okay, now what I did is I have these pretty floral stickers. Okay, I picked up at a craft store. You see those? And there's stickers with beads and little pink beads. I use the darker ones, the nice, pretty, hot pink, or like a fuchsia. And I use those right here, right here, right here on the ribbon. 3 here at the bottom, the word roses. I put one in the O of roses. And I also put 3 at the top to even it out. Okay, what I'm doing now is, for the yellow background, I'm putting in some white dots. Okay, just to dress it up even more. I wanted to give it a folk art feel. So I'm putting this, what I've done is using the end of a paintbrush. See the paintbrush end? See that? I'm using the end of it, and I'm dipping that in paint and making little dots, because the dots, I can make the dots are more rounded and more circular when I'm using the back end of my brush than if I was using the tip. So it just makes neater dots. So that's why I'm using the end of the brush like that. In fact, there is actually an artist from the 19th century. He did all his paintings in dots. I believe his name was George Seurat. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and he did all his paintings in dots. It was actually called pointillism, and I've actually seen some of his paintings in magazines and in books, and it's really interesting. It must have been very time consuming for him to do the whole painting in little dots, but I tell you, he did it, and the paintings that he made are just wonderful. And his name is George Seurat. George Seurat. And he's from the 19th century. And actually, you could look up his paintings online, and you could see an example of his artwork. Okay. I think I got all the dots on there that I need. Alright. Okay. Alright, now that's enough dots. Okay. Now I gotta let this dry, and then I can put it in the frame. I'm gonna be using a frame that I had around the house. I'm not gonna be using the glass because of the ribbon and because the ribbon wouldn't fit in the glass. I'm just gonna put it in a frame. Okay, Now here's the finished product. Okay. Now this is my mixed media rose bouquet. And I actually used flowers from the front of a card which I cut out. And those are the flowers right there. Okay. And it didn't cost it a lot of money. Just took a little time. And my color scheme came from the border at the bottom. I used the orange, the pink, the green, okay, and it all came, and the yellow for the background, and it all came from this well, it's actually like a little table I had for the vase to sit on, and then I had the frame around the house. And like I said, it didn't cost a lot of money, and it was very easy to make. Uh, well, that's all I have for today. I want to thank you for tuning in. Once again, my name is Shan, and this is Shan for Crafts, and God bless.